Laura Parsons, and I'm here with Engage to talk about plants. So, what is a plant?
The chlorophyll in plants make the plants green. There's a cuticle around the leaves to make it to prevent it from drying out. There are two stages in the reproduction system. The first stage is the sporophyte stage, where they spread spores. The female plants spread spores. The gamophyte stage, the female produces eggs, and the male produces sperm. And so the sperm has to fertilize the egg in order for it to make the plants. There are two types of plants: non-vascular plants and vascular plants. Non-vascular plants don't have any true parts and don't have specialized conductive tissues. Vascular plants, however, have specialized tissues that conduct materials from one part to the other. And eventually, plants were on land.
Very surprising.
I know.
That's it for this section. That was section 1.
Commercial break!
Okay.
And we're back to talk about plants with seeds. So Laura, can you tell us something about seed plants? Is there a difference between seed and seedless plants?
Well, there is a difference. Seed plants produce seeds, as in the name, and the seed forms after fertilization from the male sperm. And there are different parts of the seed. One is the young sporophyte, which is basically a little plant, and another part is a little sac, you could say, that stores food, and all around it is a seed coat for protection. And there's Angiosperms that do not have flowers or fruit, like ginkgo, which is a type of tree, and conifers, cycads, and neophytes. And there are also angiosperms that do have flowers and fruit. There are two different types of classes of angiosperms. Monocots, their leaves are parallel, flowers in 3 parts, like it would have like 6 petals. And there is one cotyledons, and then there are dicots, and there are leaves. Their leaves have branching veins, and the flower parts are in 4 to 5, and they have 2 cotyledons.
Cool. Commercial break!
And we're back again to talk about seedless plants with Engage. So, what can you tell me about seedless plants?
There are 3 types of seedless plants: mosses, liverworts, and hornworts. Rhizoids hold mosses in place, and liverworts and hornworts have similar life cycle as the mosses. The importance of non-vascular plants is they're important to the environment because they're usually the first plant to live in a new environment. Ferns have rhizome, which a rhizome is like an underground plant that's already attached to an already growing plant that has roots and leaves and stem. So club mosses and horntails grow in wet, marshy places. Ferns, horntails, and club mosses help form soil.
That is good information.
Commercial break! We're back to talk about seed plant structure with Laura.
Thanks, Anne. There are the root and stem systems that supply the plant with the essential needs like food and water. The xylem transports the water, and the phloem transports food. The roots supply the plant with water, secure plants, and store food. And there are 2 types of roots. One is called the taproot, and it has one main root, basically called a taproot, and it grows like directly down, and it has really small branches that come off of the main root, and they like to reach water that's deep underground. And then there are also the fibrous roots that have many small roots, and they're about the same size, and they're really close to water that is on land, like near the air. And there's the stems, and the function of stems are to support the plant and transport food and water, and to store food and water. There are two different types of stems, the woody stems and the herbaceous stems. The woody stems are like trees or shrubs, and they're dormant during the winter, like have no activity. And the herbaceous stems are soft and thin, and they're very flexible, and they're usually on water and crops. And then there are also the leaves. There's many shapes of the leaves. There's round, narrow, heart-shaped, fan-shaped, many different sizes. Like, there's even some that you could fit many on just a fingernail. And,
Cool.
their function is to make food and to capture energy from the sun and CO2, or carbon dioxide. And some parts of the leaf, as the cuticle that prevents water loss, the epidermis that passes light through, the stoma, which keeps carbon dioxide in, and the guard cells, which makes the stoma like close and open to let only the carbon dioxide through.
Yeah.
And then there are also flowers, which are type of plants, and they usually have different colors, fragrances, and shape, and they're bright. And the bright ones rely on many different animals to pollinate them, and there are some that smell and look like gross, basically, like rye meat, you could say. And those attract flies, so then flies will pollinate them. So they kind of adapt to their environment, so then they can pollinate and reproduce. And that's it.
And that's a wrap.
Bye!
Goodbye.
This was Laura Parsons and Engage. Our first part was on Section 1, then Section 3, then Section 2, and Section 4. Bye!
Bye.